So this month we are celebrating the 10-year anniversary of the SuperYacht Times newspaper, plus it's also the 50th edition. So I'm going to tell you a little bit more about the newspaper and how it all started. We launched the newspaper in 2014, but before that actually we have to do a step back, because in 2013 we launched an iPad magazine called SuperYacht Experience, and those were interactive. You could scroll up and down, you could click the content. The big problem was that people needed to have an iPad to read it and download an app, so you could not just send a link or give a physical copy to someone. After 3 issues we figured it was very hard to get traction and readership on that, so we started thinking about something else. And the yachting industry is still traditional, and also the audience likes to sit down and read things. And on the website we publish news very quickly, very instantly, but there is also room for more in-depth articles where you just want to sit, relax and read it. And with all the digital noise, with social media, newsletters, websites, it's also sometimes nice to sit down and read a newspaper. So we had a few reasons to do it. First of all, it looks good for the brand if you do print as well. Secondly, our clients, advertisers, still like to advertise in print. Plus, the readership wants to sit down and read something about yachts when they're relaxing. So those were the reasons that we started a newspaper. For the content, we didn't want to repeat what was on the website. And the website was very much focused on news. Be the first with the latest news is what we are really good at and what we're known for. So we said with the newspaper, we need to find those kind of stories that are really more in depth, but also what people are wondering. For example, on the first one, we had an interview with Luca Bassani, and it had been a few years that he gave an interview, so it was really good for us to have him in the first edition and on the cover. And I think ever since we focus on unique content and really try to find the stories that you can't find anywhere else. The interesting thing with the newspaper is that the format hasn't changed so much. I think when we started is what I did, I bought 25 different newspapers and we looked all the design elements, and it has been refined. I think one of the biggest changes is the quality of the content. We have a very strong editorial team. Under the leadership of our editor-in-chief, Francesca Webster, the newspaper has been really taken to the next level. She really put a lot of effort in the design, the content, and we expanded the team. So people have a bit more time to create quality content, and also the newspaper has grown. The latest edition is 72 pages. And when we started, it was just 24 pages. And it's also because of the support of our clients. Because I must say, you might see it on the first edition as well, but Heason Yachts, for example, has been on every single front cover with us. So a big thank you to all our clients as well for their support. As a media company, I still think there's a very good future for print, because as a media company, it's all about reaching your target audience. So you want to inform people in different ways. That's through social media, that's through video, that's through the website, that's through newsletter, that's through events and print. For all of these platforms, you need to have a specific strategy. And print is more like the slow consuming of stories, information. And people just like to sit down and read things. And also, it's relevant for a period of, the articles, some of them from 10 years ago are still interesting to read today. And the online, for example, the website is more quicker, instant information and news. So there always will be people who will just like to sit down, have a physical copy and read it. The newspaper had a few challenges as well. I think distribution has always been a challenge, especially in the beginning, and I think right now we've got it nailed. But in the beginning we just got loads and loads of newspaper in the office, and Martin and myself were putting them in envelopes and putting stickers on and sending them on. There was mailboxes full that we had to bring to the post office, which was not super efficient. So, then you realize there was actually companies who do that, and then, you make partnership with companies who can help you do distribution. So the distribution was definitely one of the challenges we had to figure out in the beginning. And also because we didn't have a mailing list. So we really had to find and create a strong mailing list in order to make sure it reaches the right people. Another challenge we had was we had to reprint 2 times the complete issue, all 10,000 copies, which first of all is a waste of paper, which I don't really like. But the quality of the colors was not good, and it would have had such an impact that we didn't feel comfortable with it. So in the end, you learn about all these things, and right now there is always someone from our design team at the printers checking the colors before the final print is done. So what will be the future for the newspaper? I think it is at its best right now. And if something is really, really good, people like it, readers like it, advertisers like it, plus our own team enjoys putting it together, I don't think we're going to change much. Of course, you're always looking for new stories, for better stories, but I think we got it right. So after 50 issues, after 10 years, we keep on going with 4 issues per year of the SuperYacht Times newspaper. If you have any feedback or anything or cool content, you can always reach out to us. We would love to hear you. Thank you for everyone for their support.